In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the rotate modify command in Autodesk Inventor. So here I am in my 2D sketch, and my modify commands can be found on the sketch tab in the modify panel, which you can see my mouse dancing around here. And our rotate command can be found in the bottom left corner, and I'll just leave my mouse on it for a second. So the rotate command can be found right here. So I'm going to activate it by left clicking on it. And it's going to open up our little rotate properties dialog box here. So the first thing we have to do is select what it is we actually want to rotate. So you'll notice up at the top here, by default, my select button is blue. If yours is not blue, you will not be able to select anything. So make sure you come in here and you turn it blue. So we select the geometry we want to rotate, in which case for me is going to be my full stick figure here. And then we need to pick the center point that we want to rotate around. Now this is important because the point you pick is going to be, think of it like a pin. You're sticking a pin in it. It's the only point that won't move. It's the point about which the rest of your shape rotates. So we come into our little rotate box here. Right beside select underneath center point, we turn on that blue button. And then we pick our center point. So I'm going to pick the point where my little stick figure arms meet the body here. So I'm going to get a little pop-up here. It says the geometry being edited is constrained to other geometry. Would I like those constraints removed? So what does this mean? This means that when I drew my stick figure, for example, his body has a vertical constraint on it because this line was drawn perfectly vertical. So it's saying, hey, if you rotate this guy, that vertical constraint has to be removed. Otherwise, you won't be able to rotate him because that line would have to stay up and down. So I'm going to say, yes, I want those constraints removed so that my stick figure can actually rotate. So I'm saying yes. Now I could just spin my mouse and click anywhere I wanted this guy to rotate to. And I could just click without knowing what the angle is. The other way we could rotate is actually, if you notice as I'm spinning him, this little angle option is changing here. So I could type in the exact degrees that I wanted my guy to rotate to. So for example, I could type in 90. And he would rotate 90. Now, just a quick reminder here. Think of a protractor. Your angles are positive in the counterclockwise direction. So this direction, if I can move my mouse that way. So this would give us positive angles. If I've typed in negative 90, notice my guy flips because negative angles are clockwise. Okay, so if you type in a negative, it's going to go clockwise. If you type in a positive angle, it will go counterclockwise. Okay. So you type in the angle that you want, and you can go ahead and you can click apply. So notice, there we go. I've rotated my little stick figure. He is 90 degrees, negative 90 degrees, or 90 degrees clockwise from where he originally started. If I was done, I could just click the done button. Now I'm going to rotate again. So I'm starting my rotate command. I'm going to select my stick figure. I am once again going to choose the center point at the point where his arms meet his body. And this time, instead of just typing in an angle, I'm also wanting, let's say I want a copy of this. Okay. So maybe I wanted, I don't know. I want a copy at, let's go negative 90 degrees. What does that give me? It gives me that. So negative 90 degrees. And right beside the angle option here, we have a copy section. So if you check on copy, what it will do if I click apply is it's going to actually copy my original shape rather than just rotating that one shape. So if I hit apply, there we go, a visual will help here. So we actually have a copy now. So I've made a copy of my stick figure and it still rotated him at negative 90 degrees. So remember, in our clockwise direction, but it made a copy of it. And I could do that over and over and over if I want. So that's a handy little tool there if you are trying to rotate a shape, but you actually want to keep the original orientation plus the rotated orientation. Just turn on that little copy button and you can copy your rotated shape. So that's how we use the rotate modify command in our Inventor 2D sketches.